So, you want to bag your Nissan Silvia S13. Hello and welcome to a new video, guys, here at Fitment Engineering, and today we're here with a Nissan Silvia S13 by none other than Ashley Sison of Autocraft Drift Team. Shout out Sir Odell. They are our official dealer of Fitment Engineering in Angeles up north. And today we're going to discuss to you on how to bag your S13 using their demo car for Fitment Engineering. That's right, this car behind me is actually the demo car of Autocraft team for Fitment Engineering Air Suspension up north. And today we're going to discuss how to bag your S13. We're going to discuss the front suspension, rear suspension, and of course the system layout. Okay? Lend me your ears, it's going to get technical, but before anything else, please like and share the video. It really helps. Subscribe to the channel, and we're going to learn about a lot of things. Okay? We're going to show you our new HELIX bracket system, Fitment Engineering 5th generation, and the FEINT AIRSTRUTS, which is the Fitment Engineering Integrated Air Struts. Okay, let's go. Hello and welcome to the front suspension of the Nissan Silvia S13. Okay, right out of the bat, it is a McPherson type strut, meaning the whole strut assembly will rotate together with the steering action. So if it moves there, to the right, it moves here, in and out. So something you need to worry about is the hose lines. The owner, Ashley, is rocking our Fitment Engineering Integrated Suspension, or what we call the FEINT AIRSTRUTS, and it comes standard with a steel hose line like this. And we follow the original brake line. So the slack is calculated by OEM. Now, anything we need to worry about the front suspension of the Silvia S13? Not so much. It's actually very similar to the S14 front suspension. It may be the same, correct me if I'm wrong, but clearances, really big. Okay? Nothing to worry about on clearances. You can actually put a bigger bag, but this is a 120mm airbag. Okay, the 2S120, that is the product code for the airbag we used. And that should be enough for the weight of the car and the engine and the damping, so you don't want to overpower your airbags. Anything else that I want to remark? So far, nothing. It's a very simple double bolt layout here on the spindle. Camber adjustment here, camber adjustment in the top. That's about it. Okay? If you're going to do air suspension, I highly recommend you get our Fitment Engineering Integrated Suspension, or the FEINT AIRSTRUTS, so you have factory warranty on your dampers, aluminum airbags, steel hose line for the airlines. And let's move on to the back side of the car, where we will discuss the rear suspension. Alright, hello and welcome to the rear suspension of the S13 Silvia. Right out of the bat as well, we are using our Fitment Engineering Integrated Suspension, FEINT AIRSTRUTS. There's our logo. Okay, it's a bit dirty because we did some road tests and it's raining. So the rear suspension is a bit finicky for the Silvia. It's a multi-link. We have our rear toe arm here. We have our camber arm here and an upper wishbone where the shock will actually slide in. So I imagine this is going to be a very difficult shock to install because you have to move the shock into this circular hole. The S14 does not have this. Instead of this circular hole, the S14 is actually half of this. Okay? Only half of this upper control arm. And we have a lower control arm here. So it's still a multi-link, yes, with a wishbone on the bottom and then multi-link on the top. Okay? Multi-link talaga siya. Anyway, anything that I want to say, clearances, we are using a slimmer bag on the rear actually. This is a 100mm airbag, the 2S100, and the clearance is quite tight. That's why we used a smaller airbag on the Silvia. As you can see from this tower, okay, it actually creeps narrower than the bottom, so you want to use your airbags properly. Okay, this will actually go up more. The shafting is exposed here, and it is not a simple suspension to work on. Regardless, it's not divorced, so it's easier than divorced suspension. Okay, hose lines, we actually routed the hose line. The rear does not have steel hose lines, by the way, only soft hose lines, and it went through the toe arm inside the car. give it we should give it enough slack, and that should be okay for suspension travel, and it will not crimp. Let's move on to the back side of the car where we can discuss the management system. Alright, hello and welcome to the rear side or the trunk layout of the Silvia. As you can see, the Silvia has a huge trunk. I actually like the S13's trunk rather than the S14, or this car is specifically just very clean. Okay, this car is actually very clean compared to my car, the Silvia I have. Okay, so what's nice about the S13 trunk is it's actually almost a straight layout. Unlike the Silvia, there's wonky parts there and here, and the R34 Skyline. But enough talk, let's actually talk about the management system. This is our version 1 of the HELIX bracket system together with the Fitment Engineering Airlift System version 5. Okay, this is the last generation of the management system that we'll be developing, and it will hit the shelves very soon for the worldwide market. The HELIX bracket is a bracket system that will hold the tank, the management system, and the hard lines in place to make it presentable. Okay, so if you like this type of design, let us know, we'll quote you. But I highly recommend for a tidy layout, something modern, something new. You can actually change the colors of these hard lines to other colors. They used brown, okay, black, brown, black, then white. That's their color combination, and I like it clean. Now, anything to note for layout, actually, you can actually put the layout on top, but as you can see, it's not that huge or tall, rather, so it doesn't make sense. It's probably safe for this area since this part of the trunk is very shallow. If it's like a taller trunk, you can put stuff underneath. Yes, you can actually mount it reverse. But if there's no point to do reverse mount, you don't need to. And this is a lot of cargo space. And spare tire is probably still underneath. Okay? So, props to the owner, Ashley. Super nice car, super clean actually. And shout out to Autocraft Drift Team. They are our official dealer in Pampanga for Fitment Engineering. As you can see, they're also sporting our sticker. Okay, let's move on to the outro of the vehicle and talk about the final thoughts about the S13. Alright, welcome to the outro of the video. We're going to discuss the elephant in the room, don't worry. And let's start with that, which is the wheel set of the S13. The wheel set that we have now is a temporary wheel set. As you can see, this is the air out. Okay? There's a big fender gap pa dito, or the tire gap. This is a 17-inch. I highly recommend 18-inch and then low-profile tires. The problem with the S13 is that the wheel well is very shallow. Okay, meaning that the tires will actually hit the fender liner immediately. If you want to slam the S13, you might want to go with a deeper fender liner setup or remove the fender liner overall, and then you can actually air out to 18-inch. Or maybe air out to 17, but you need to clear, you need to put all of this material inside. For the rear side, we have around 2-finger gap because it's a 17-inch. You can still go lower, but we didn't want to droop down the car too much on the front. That's why we have this setup now. Okay, going lower on the front, we can still go lower in the back. So easy. Now, let's discuss the maximum lift that they have for this car. For the front suspension, of course, since the car is not so slammed, you have a big lift capability around almost 5 fingers. Okay, 5 fingers now with maximum pressure. That's a lot of lift. I don't know what they will do for the car, but I really want to see this car into a nice stance S13. Tasteful, not too stretched tires, but this is a big lift already. On the rear side, okay, 2-finger gap because we are actually trying to lower the struts even further. We can raise it more, we can extend the shock, we can make 3-finger. And you have to take note that the fender on the rear is actually smaller or narrower yung arch niya than the front. Okay? Alright. Alright, so we discussed the front suspension, rear suspension, management system, the lift capabilities of the car. Now, final thoughts for the S13. There's nothing much to say. The car is pretty simple to build. Non-divorce suspension from the rear, and then McPherson strut on the front. The only major issue if you're gonna slam or stance your S13 is probably the front wheel well arch. Since the fender liners are very shallow, it's gonna have a hard time airing out, as you can see. But people in Japan have done it. around the world, they've slammed their S13s, so that's the only thing that you need to worry about, the front wheel well. Regardless, the S13 is a classic-looking JDM car, and you can actually use it as a great platform for air suspension. But what do you guys think? So, you want to bag your S13? This is how. My name is Kyle, I'm the founder of Fitment Engineering, and you're watching Fitment TV, and I'll see you in the next one.